Why Japan will definitely lose in the U20 World Cup. If you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, just off that intro, I know a lot of you were like, bro, Extendo is just a retard. He just be saying shit. And guys, I'm going to be completely honest. I do just be saying shit and thinking of theories all day inside my house. But for this theory, I'm highly confident. For all of my other theories to happen, this theory needs to happen as well. And that's why this is going to be the most important theory video that I make for a while. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started with this theory. And for my opinion, why I think the U20 World Cup is going to be an L for U20 Japan is because the ultimate goal of Blue Lock, we've already seen it in U20. Ego is trying to push his ideology of ego and these players out to the world. We've seen it with the NEL, and we've seen it with the U20 match already. What the U20 World Cup is going to do, since it's featuring 64 countries, that's bigger than the actual World Cup, is actually going to broadcast all these players and this ideology to a world level stance. Where before, yes, I say it's on a mainstream level right now, but after this World Cup, these players like Isagi, Yoichi, Ren Itoshi are going to become worldwide icons. You're probably wondering, why is this relevant? Now, I'm going to tell you exactly why. Guys, if Japan happened to lose, I'm sure Kaneshiro would have a backup plan for all these players. Of course, we already have some foreshadowing for Japan losing, as it's already stated to add to the stakes. If Japan lose or fail in the U20 World Cup, Ego is done. Ego is done. He's getting kicked, he's getting sacked, and Blue Lock is most likely going to be done with it. But Ego already said in the U20 match that even if Blue Lock is over, you guys are good enough to take your talents across the world. So your careers are not done, even if Blue Lock collapses. This is going to be the same thing right here. Blue Lock is not going to win this tournament. I'm very convinced. And one of the reasons why also I think they're not going to win is, bro, these players have gotten so good already that even without Blue Lock, they're going to be able to go out into the world and still be good players. They're still going to have a career after this, even if they lose. So it's not completely over, and the series doesn't have to end. This is a natural way for the series to continue and progress after a climactic arc like this, where the result is pretty unpredictable. You know, whether they lose or win, it's still going to be a great outcome. Another thing I have to mention is the story aspect of it. What would you guys want? Blue Lock winning the U20 World Cup and then going on a couple years, a couple arcs pass by and winning the World Cup. I just don't think that's very realistic. Now, yes, we have amazing players in our lineup, but at the same time, guys, there's 64 countries and we've only seen 3 out of the 11 New Gen 11, bro. Just take that in for a second. And on top of that, there's a team with Charles, Loki, and the New Gen 11, which I'm going to be making a video on later. Either way, there's going to be some stacked teams at this World Cup. And guys, we barely even explored the level of what these players are going to be on. We haven't even seen most of these amazing players. And there's a reason Kaneshiro hasn't brought them to the NEL. He's trying to save them. He's trying to save all the insane players, all the insane stuff happening for this arc. But yeah, to continue off of that, I think I, as a person, would rather have Blue Lock facing adversity. Blue Lock losing here, right? I think it would be a way better story for Blue Lock to lose here. All the players, the Blue Lock organization to disband. All the players to, go their separate ways onto new clubs, build their reputation, because they're already known as good players. They're all going to improve. And what that going to do is it's going to fuel their ego. They're going to get better after this. And guys, remember, the main goal of Blue Lock isn't to win the U20 World Cup. It's to win the actual World Cup. So this builds up perfectly for the real World Cup, where we're already going to have a couple arcs in between showing the improvement these players made and the lessons they learned from this tournament into the real World Cup, which is most likely going to be the final arc or the second final arc of the series, where we're going to see all the payoff to this failure. I think that's just way better in a story point of view. Because look, if we win this, it's just okay, Blue Lock already won. And then it's pretty obvious that they're going to go and win the next World Cup too. But if they lose this, it's okay, the pressure is even higher. These guys lost. The hunger is there. We need to see them lift that World Cup trophy. Remember, guys, the U20 World Cup is not the end-all be-all tournament that the series is, that's the goal of Blue Lock. It's not. The World Cup is. Now, another thing that I have to mention is this passage from Isagi that was from the recent chapter. If you guys remember, in the recent chapter, Isagi is staring out into a crowd, right? He sees this crowd and he's just absolutely amazed. He's like, oh my God, like football, like us playing ignited this emotion between these people. And he really sees the effect his football has on the planet now. And he's really amazed at this. But then he also thinks back. He's like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how quickly you can rise as a hero in these guys' eyes, you can also fail into the depths of darkness in these guys' eyes, and they'll start hating you. You know what I'm saying? Like Nagi. He thinks back to how Nagi did. You know, Nagi was amazing after the Super Bowl. He had all the fans' attention. He was all the way at the top. But then since then, his bad performances led all these people to turn on him. So Isagi really, really took this in. And I just don't think Kaneshiro is an author that would just lead this in for no reason. I think this is foreshadowing. And this is foreshadowing that eventually, down the line, in this arc, Isagi will make some decisions that will, either turn the fans' perspective on him, or he will make a grave mistake which ends up losing them the tournament. I have no clue what will happen. I genuinely do not know. But another thing to back up my theory is in a recent interview where I've said this like 4 times now, but I'm going to say it again, is that Kaneshiro said, there was a fan talking to him about Isagi and shit, and Kaneshiro said this line. He said, are you sure you'll still like Isagi by the end of the story? Basically what he said. That's not word for word, but that's basically what he said. And that put so much questions in my mind. It's like seeing Isagi's progression game by game in Blue Lock, how it changes him, how much more eviler he gets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Isagi keeps getting more devious and more devious throughout these games. I don't know if you guys know. He's even known as the Demon King now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Isagi has literally been evolving in his evilness and deviousness. So, I'd say that I think the path that Kaneshiro is planning to go down here with Isagi's character is going to be a path where he's eventually going to get to a point where he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. And this is ultimately either going to backfire on him or it'll go back on him in a very bad way somehow. Maybe Isagi might even become the villain of his own story. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know. We know that Blue Lock's author was an assistant on Attack on Titan. And that's exactly what happened in Attack on Titan. You know what I'm saying? Aaron's progression. You already know the deal. I really think that this chapter right here is a big evidence to why Isagi will either mess up or do some questionable things in this World Cup to either have these fans turn on him. You know what I'm saying? It'll be something like that. And that's what points to me like thinking that, they're going to lose this. Another thing that I have to talk about is just the New Gen 11s. Guys. It is revealed that New Gen 11s will play inside this tournament. I'm pretty sure that Itoshi Sai will play on Japan. That alone is hype as hell, right? But if Itoshi Sai is playing on Japan, right, I'm pretty sure the Spanish New Gen 11 is a guy that broke Itoshi Sai's dreams. There's a reason that guy hasn't been introduced in the series right now. A lot of people think it's Luna. I don't think it's Luna. I think it's a guy that has to be on Itoshi Sai's level because, guys, when you're thinking about it, a guy won't break your dreams if he's already a professional and you're coming up and you see how good he is. Because you're already expecting him to be better than you. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get to his level. But what will break your dreams is somebody who is maybe younger you or as the same age as you and just a million times better than you. That is what will actually break your confidence because then you're thinking it's like, bro, like I'm this guy's age. What's stopping me from becoming as good as him? And he's just on a completely different level. And it shows you that there's really levels to this shit. And that's exactly what I think happened to Itoshi Sai and made him want to become a midfielder. I think that the new Gen 11 striker, which I will talk more about in a future video, is going to be a Spanish player. I think this new Gen 11 formation is a 4-4-2. I do not think it's a 4-3-3. I think it's a 4-4-2 with 2 strikers. And this guy is going to be the next striker after Kaiser. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, guys. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers. You guys know what happens when we get to 7,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful for your support in the recent weeks. And yeah, man, I hope you guys all have a great day. Goodbye.